Greetings, Temple Beth Shalom. Rabbi Boxed here, back with Parashat HaShavua. This week we are in Parashat Pinchas from the book of Numbers, chapter 25:10 through chapter 30, verse 1. We're looking at a legacy of law, leadership, and land. There are five sections of the outline: the legacy of priestly leadership, Pinchas and the covenant of perpetual priesthood, legacy of the land, census of a new generation, legacy and land, Mala, Noah, Hogla, Milcha, and Tirzah, the daughters who want to own land, the daughters of Zelophehad. We have the legacy of Mosaic leadership and authority. Joshua is appointed as Moses' successor. And then communal legacy for continuing relations with God, and we're talking about sacrificial offerings here. So we're going to start with the covenant of perpetual priesthood. So here, Pinchas is rewarded. He's a son of Eleazar and a son of Aaron the priest, who has turned back God's wrath from the Israelites and is being rewarded by giving the permanent priestly leadership through his line. So this is hereditary priesthood, elevating him above other descendants of Aaron. And it's because of his swift and ruthless response to idolatry. So this is a big deal because his lineage is now going to be the continuation of the priesthood and none of Aaron's other descendants, which is a big deal, or none of from the other children, the other sons. And then we talk about there's a census taken of the Israelites, and there's a little description of it in the commentary that says, the tribes bear the names of Jacob's 12 sons by different mothers, though none of the matriarchs is mentioned. Most of the individual heads of households named here are otherwise unknown. The significance of the order of the list is not self-evident beyond its parallel to Numbers 1. About the name of the tribes as given by Leah and Rachel to their sons, you have to go back to Genesis 29 and 30. So this new generation is going to be going into the land of Israel and taking on the responsibility of owning it, cultivating it, and then creating generations to come in the land. And there's a whole list of all of the firstborns of all the tribes and the amount of people we're reading here, men that are counted as part of the clan. And then we come to this really amazing story in Numbers 27, where you've got the daughters of Zelophehad, who is from the tribe of Manasseh, and he dies, and he leaves no sons to inherit the land. So they say, let not our father's name be lost to his clan just because he had no sin. Give us a holding among our father's kinsmen. And Moses is immediately faced with basically changing the whole laws of hereditary land ownership. And this is a big deal because the sisters, for the first time, women are granted part of the promised land. They are granted ownership of the land, which is a big deal because it hasn't happened to this point, and it's the first. It's not the first major step that Moses took, but certainly the first major step that Moses took in equality. And again, this is a big deal. So then we have Joshua being selected as the successor to Moses, which we know that Joshua is going to go in and conquer the land for the people. And he will remain the non-religious head of the land. So you've got the priesthood and you've got the leadership of the people. And the Torah portion of Pinchas ends with the following. All these ye shall offer to Adonai at the stated times, in addition to your votive and freewill offerings, be they burnt offerings, meal offerings, libations, or offerings of well-being. So Moses spoke to the Israelites just as Adonai had commanded Moses. So the conclusion here affirms that Moses faithfully transmitted all that God commanded, and that the preceding instructions that were given by Moses were actually God's own words for Israel. Again, Moses acting as the prophet to the people. And that is Parashat Pinchas in a nutshell. I wish you an early Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you again.